Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. What is going on? Welcome back to another video with Gamecock Chuck. Hey, consider hitting that subscribe button. Hit the like button if you are digging this content. I appreciate everybody for tuning in, checking this out, looking at it, whatever. But do them things right there. Help me out, help me grow. I appreciate everybody. We've got some growth here lately, and it is not gone unnoticed by myself. So, can South Carolina duplicate what they did last year? South Carolina finished the regular season 9-3, went to the Citrus Bowl and fell on our face against Illinois, to say the least. I mean, it was a one-score game, but it just felt like South Carolina could have done a whole lot better than they did in that game. But you know, it's over, it's done with. We lost that game, finished the season 9-4. Had some good wins last year. Beat Oklahoma in the first ever meeting with them. We beat them last year. We was able to beat Texas A&M again. Missouri got that monkey off our back with Eli Drinkowitz. And we beat Clemson on the road in Death Valley or Memorial Stadium, whichever one you want to call it. It don't matter to me. But was able to get them wins. And we suffered a couple close losses. The Ole Miss game, the Ole Miss game wasn't even close, to be honest. They pretty much run us out of our own home. We lost that game. We had a close loss to Alabama by 2 points. Yeah, 2 points. Some Gamecock fans said the kicking situation was the issue. That's why we lost the game. No, that wasn't the main reason. That was part of it, but that wasn't the main reason why South Carolina lost that ball game. We had every opportunity to win that game coming down to the wire with that onside kick we recovered. And just a bad read, a bad throw by Lenoris. He oversailed Nick Harmer, and that sealed the deal for us in that game. We lost a close one, a 3-point game to LSU, a team that we dominated most of the first half until Lenoris got hurt, got injured, got knocked out of the game. Insert Robbie Ashford. We had to seemed like we kind of vanilla the playbook. You know, went pretty basic with Robbie, and honestly, the defense didn't seem like they made the right necessary adjustments when LSU made theirs. You know, midway through the first half, I guess you'd say, or almost midway through the second quarter, I guess. But yeah, they come storming back, got close to us, took the lead in the second half, back and forth, but we just could not finish that game. Like I said, we went kind of basic on offense. Defense, just, I don't know. I guess we were just too hyped because we was leading at one point, maybe, and we took our foot off the gas or off their throat, whatever you want to say, and they come back and got us. But Gamecock Nation, a lot of the fans still blame Herrera for missing that game time field goal down the stretch. But like I said, we had every opportunity to win that game, and it just didn't happen. So that's our 3 losses for last year. When I look at this year's schedule, you know, this is not my prediction and preview video. That will come probably within the next week or so. So y'all stay tuned for that. And that's why you subscribe to this channel. Not only because you love Gamecock content like I do, you want to be here when I put out my prediction and preview video. That way you can come back and tell me how stupid I am. And I'm not going to say I'm going to be like some of these Gamecock fans that seem to think South Carolina's going to go, 11-1, 10-2, somewhere around that range. They can, but I'm not ready to say that right now. Once I do more research on what we're going to be playing, who we're going to be facing, then y'all will see what my final prediction is whenever I do that video. But then you also got the national media. Some of the publications out there seem to think South Carolina's going to fall on their face this year because of what we lost on defense with TJ, Tonka, TJ, Boogie, Nicky Minwari, O'Donnell Fortune on the back end as well, Rocket Sanders on the offense, Joshua Simon, the tight end, who was our leading receiver last year. A lot of the people, national media publications and things like that, seem to think South Carolina's just going to fall on their face. So where are you guys at? Are y'all on this end of the spectrum with the media, or y'all on this end of the spectrum with the delusional? Because there are them people out there. Y'all will find out where I'm at when I put my video out. But But South Carolina has a good opportunity to duplicate it, honestly. And the first 5 games are all real winnable. Start out with Virginia Tech on the road in Mercedes-Benz. Virginia Tech's a beatable team for South Carolina. I think South Carolina's quarterback's better than Virginia Tech. I think South Carolina's defense is better, even though we're replacing some of the players. I still think our defense, just like Clayton White said, we got players that's already been in the program for a couple of years that sat behind TJ, a Boogie, a Tonka, and learned and developed. So I think we got them players. We brought in some players on the defense side of the ball as well to help build up the depth on the defensive line and on the linebackers and everything like that. Then we got at the Virginia Tech, we got South Carolina State. It shouldn't be a problem. Then we got Vanderbilt, a team that we won the last 16 against. We haven't lost in a good while. It's been a long time since we lost to Vanderbilt. Will we lose to Vanderbilt eventually? Yes, eventually we will. Will this be the year? Tune in and see what I got to say about it in my video. On the road at Missouri, hostile environment. Well, I guess you could say it's hostile. Yeah, Missouri. I wouldn't consider Missouri a hostile environment, but it's on the road nonetheless. In Como, Missouri. Then we come back home for Kentucky. So, like I said, the first 5 games very winnable for the Gamecocks, in my opinion. And I think if South Carolina can win all 5 of them games, I think that gives them an opportunity on the offense and the defense to kind of bond, gel, to be a cohesive unit and play at a high level. And that's just my thoughts, my opinion on that. The back end of the schedule is where it gets difficult. That's where you try to, okay, can South Carolina win 4 games? Can South Carolina win 5 games? You know, you look at it and you try to figure out, okay, can they beat this one? If they can beat this one, they may have a chance to beat this. Because you got LSU right on the road, coming off a bye. Both teams coming off a bye in that game. And that'll probably be a night game in Death Valley. Then you got Oklahoma at home. Then you got Alabama at home for homecoming. A lot of the Alabama fans have felt disrespectful to South Carolina use them as the homecoming game this year. So whatever you want to feel about that, hey, go ahead and have at it. Then we go on the road, take on Ole Miss. Then we got another bye. Then we go on the road again to another hostile environment, Texas A&M, Kyle Field, with all their toy guns and male cheerleaders and whatever you want to call them people they got out there doing all their little fancy little chants and whatever that is. I don't even know what you want to call that. But we go on the road to Texas A&M. Then we come back home for the final 2 games, Coastal and Clemson. So you look at that right there, them 7 games right there, and you try to figure out where can South Carolina win 4 games? Where can they win 5 games? And to be honest with you, it's going to be tough. There's some tough matchups in there for South Carolina. So how can they maneuver that part of the schedule and come out of there with 4 wins to kind of duplicate what they did last year? So I want to know y'all's take on it. Let me know if y'all think South Carolina can get back to 9+ wins. Are y'all, like I said earlier, y'all towards the delusional side, or y'all over here towards the national media and stuff, or y'all right in the middle, kind of right there in the 7-5, 8-4 fans? Yeah, y'all find out where I'm at whenever I put out my video, like I said earlier. But like I said, if South Carolina get off to a hot start, go 5-0, I feel good that South Carolina can possibly find 9 wins in that back half of the schedule. You pretty much, unless you just absolutely bomb it, you got 1 right there in Coastal Carolina. So that's 1 of them. So basically all you got to do is find at least 3 wins between LSU, Oklahoma, Alabama, Ole Miss, Texas A&M, and Clemson. So you got a good opportunity to find, or your chances of finding 3 more wins is probably a little bit better than finding 4. So, but yeah, I want to know y'all's opinions. Y'all get in the comments. Let me know. I appreciate everybody for watching this video. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe, and share this video. And I will see you guys in the next one.